Hey guys, and welcome back to Stuff and Things. Today, we will be talking about epigenetics and how we affect the next generation.
Well, it's no secret that we are a lot like our parents. If you have a larger parent, give birth to a larger child. That's just how it works. Well, what's kind of interesting is that if you then take that larger parent, give her some sort of ridiculous surgery so they lose a bunch of weight, like a gastric bypass, and bam, you actually get a child that is no longer big. Just normal, healthy weight child. And not just healthier, like overall, having a reduced risk of diabetes and heart disease. It's kind of crazy.
Now, unfortunately for us ladies giving birth to the babies, well, we have a lot of control of how our babies end up being. And that's in terms of everything that we do while we are gestating. So, researchers took a look at a pair of obese sisters who ended up having children. One of the sisters would have a child while still being obese and gestating while obese, and that child would end up being obese as well. And the sister who ended up having a gastric bypass and lost a whole bunch of weight before having the baby and before even getting pregnant, well, their children turned out not obese at all.
Okay, so bigger people make bigger babies, but then bigger people can make themselves smaller, and then they make smaller babies. What's going on? I mean, they all have the same genes. That's why they looked at siblings, because they just share the same combination of genes. What's going on is epigenetics. Epigenetics, I don't know if you guys have heard of this, but basically, it's the little triggers that alter genes, that then the genes alter us. It's very meta. Different genes in our bodies stimulate the production of certain proteins. Well, then the epigenetics are triggers outside. They're triggers that activate the genes. So, if you have a bigger woman, then her epigenetics are affecting that. And even smaller, then the epigenetics are different. Triggers are different.
Overweight and obese moms generally have higher levels of sugar and fat in their blood, which, goes into the womb area where the baby is growing. And since the baby is completely grown from scratch in that kind of environment, they're already used to using those things a lot more than they would if the mom was using lots of nice foods and greeneries and vegetables and fruits.
So we're talking about the difference between deep frying a donut and stir frying some vegetables.
Yeah.
So what the study actually really does show us is that we need to pay more attention to mothers who are overweight and obese when they're pregnant. Apparently, according to the recent figures, about 50% or more of women are overweight or obese. They gain more weight than is healthy during the pregnancy. That's actually some figures. Apparently, the whole eating for two thing is gotta completely go. A healthy woman should only be gaining anywhere from 20 to 35 pounds during a pregnancy. A lot, but not that much. Obese women, or even overweight women, should only be gaining like 10 to 15 pounds. Obviously, they're at a higher starting point, so it's kind of about the same.
Now, obviously, the subject of weight in general, and especially for women, is a very, very sensitive subject. We know that obesity is like North America's biggest problem right now. No pun intended, seriously. But if we as women really pay attention and make sure that we are in the best possible health ever, maybe lose that last 15 to 20 pounds that we need to, and are eating really well, then we could maybe give the next generation of children a head start on this whole obesity thing.
So what we'd like to know from you guys is, I guess the mothers out there, or, the fathers have a decision and things too, but, it's really about the women. Would you be willing to go through a gastric bypass if you knew it would give your child a leg up, if you did have some problems of yourself, and you knew you could actually give that child a, really good start on life, even if it did come at some long-term consequences to yourself? Would you be willing to give that sacrifice? Let us know in the comments down below.
And if you have liked what you've seen today, don't forget to click those like and subscribe buttons wherever Dan is pointing. Actually, no, the places where Dan is pointing is don't click yourself. Yeah, we'll see you tomorrow. Hello, everybody, and on today's episode of Stuff and Things, we're talking about nature.
So NASA decided to fix this problem in the best way possible, with technology.